Skip pass far side. Nowak back up top. Shockey ready. 3 in the hole. Trap from midcourt has produced the steal. O'Brien up ahead to Kittel, who throws it down. Trying to make it potentially a one-possession game. Up and under Pacey's. Titans by 6. Pinkerton trying to hurry. Three-pointer up and in. 15 is within 8. Politi for 3. Yes, sir. Up, no good. Side iron. Offensive rebound. Rosatano. Back up and in off the glass. Now a steal by Infante. Infante to the cup. That's what Pinkerton right there. Force one here. Up the chin. Who throws it down? McGeady drives. Strand open. Three-pointer up and in. Wow. And sophomore's got Dover within 5. Sawd's 3 is going to beat the buzzer. Up looks for a screen. Trying to find Bono. Pike with the steal. Pike is going to run out the clock. Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Exeter. Nick Anastas, Chris Cameron with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire game of the week between the Nashua North Titans and the Pinkerton Academy Astros. Of course, it's the 2023 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Semifinals. First of 2 here from neutral site, Exeter High School. Well, in Division I this year, we had 3 teams finish at 17-1, and these are 2 of them. They did not meet during the regular season. Nashua North, they lost back in early January. Their lone loss against Merrimack, have not lost since. Wrapped up the schedule with 14 straight wins. No problem with Londonderry in the first round. They topped Exeter in a nail-biter back on Sunday, 58-55, to advance to their second straight semifinal. And Pinkerton on the other side is the 2 seed. Their lone loss came back in late February against Bedford. Broke up a 14-0 start. They won the last 3, and then they beat Salem and Wyndham by both 20-plus to advance. So one other note, as we know, Trevor Lebert not suited up tonight. The 6'3" senior is out for the season with a knee injury, but the Titans have played so far very well in his absence, and they're going to be tested tonight, as we know, with Pinkerton. So, Coach, what does it come down to in your mind? Some quick keys here between the Astros and the Titans. Yeah, 2, preseason, these were teams who are going to say top 5 teams, and they've certainly lived up to that. North has a tendency to play tight games, so they're used to a lot of tight games. A lot of Pinkerton's games, they just blew teams out. They're led by Jackson Marshall. He's a big guy, but what North has a lot of size. They have a lot of experience and a lot of athleticism. So they can play. They get up and down. 2 teams, Coach Lane for North and Coach Chase for Pinkerton, very well-coached, disciplined teams. And no one's going to be looking to hold the ball. This is going to be a game where teams are just getting up and down. All right, starting lineups down on the floor, being announced in front of this growing crowd. One of the bigger gyms, at least high school gyms in the state here. Great place to host a state semifinal. The winner, of course, advances to Sunday's state championship game, which we found out today will be played at 7 o'clock on Sunday, the final of the 4 state championship games to be played at UNH on Sunday. Nashua North, as an entity, they have never been to the state championship. Of course, before there was a Nashua North, there was just a Nashua High School, and they captured the title back in 2002 over Bishop Girton, 75-55. They have not been back to the final spot since. Pinkerton, they're looking for their first state championship trophy since 2010. All right, let's go downstairs now for the national anthem. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad. Good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Buy local and save big. For over 26 years, Spectrum Monthly has been providing great local offers from businesses in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, delivered to your mailbox every month. Spectrum is chock full of savings from your favorite businesses. From local restaurants and retail stores to entertainment, fitness, and home improvement services. You'll have easy access to thousands of dollars in savings, including exclusive offers for Spectrum readers. Every month, enter our readership contest for a chance at winning cash and local gift certificates. Spectrum Monthly, no one brings you better offers.
All right, national anthem in the book, and we're ready to cook here in Exeter. Nick Anastas, Coach Chris Cameron, Pinkerton, and Nashua North, two teams that were in the semifinal spot a year ago. Pinkerton, of course, bowed out to eventual Division I champion Trinity in the Final Four, and Nashua North fell to Goffstown. There's a look at the two head coaches, Steve Lane in the middle of the Titans huddle, long time on the sideline. And, of course, Dave Chase is the head man for the Astros. Again, both teams were 17-1 during the regular season by virtue of tiebreaker. The Astros ended up as the number 2 seed, Nashua North the 3. Of course, top seed Bedford will play Nashua South later on tonight. That game tips off here on the NFHS network at 7:30. All right, Titans will jump it up. This is Robinson Rodriguez in the blue for the Titans. Tip is won by the Astros, and it leads to an open shot right away. Out of the corner, 3 is too long. Offensive rebound, Chin. And a lob and a 2 for Jackson Marshall. That's the 6'7" junior who's going to be a handful, as we know, tonight.
Yeah, they have size. They have a lot of size. North's going to have to do a good job on the boards. They missed an assignment off that tap, gave up an open 3 in the corner. Pinkerton comes out man-to-man.
Rodriguez travels. Shuffled the feet on the catch.
North's coming out man-to-man, full court man-to-man.
Commits the game's first turnover. Marshall going to go deep, right off the bat, down the floor for 2 as Johnston gets a left-hand layup. That's Ethan Johnston, the 6'5" senior. Able to outrun everybody. The pass from Marshall on the money. And it's 4-0 Pinkerton. Montgomery inside out. This is a look at Jack Sullivan. Going to pivot in the post. The senior goes up with the right hand. Can't connect. And Marshall's got the rebound for Pinkerton. Good start for the Astros. Coach Chase giving the thumbs up at midcourt, calling out the play.
They got Jack Peters, who is, I'll give him, let's see what he's listed at. They list him at 6 feet.
3-pointer for Marshall, up and in. Well, the big man can stretch the floor.
That's a quick 5 for Jackson Marshall.
Scored his first bucket in the paint, and he hits one from downtown. 7-0 Pinkerton. Titans in need of a response here early. Peters on the far side, going to go at Johnston. Got the step, but can't score off the glass. And the rebound belongs to Tyrone Chin. One of two Chins, of course, as we know. They're brothers, and they're both seniors. Dribble got away from him. Ball's on the floor. Anthony Chin gets to it. And now Marshall with a catch in face. He's got Peters on him, trying to back down the lower defender. Up and under, and one. Marshall lets out a scream after he gets a friendly roll for his third field goal. He's got 7 of the 9 for Pinkerton, and Coach Lane is going to have to use an early timeout here. With less than 2 minutes gone by, the Astros come out swinging. It's 9-0.
They missed. Jackson Marshall's got 7 of the 9, and he showed a little versatility. Size underneath, off the dribble, and then he hit a 3. So it started out look like Jack Peters in the past has tested his toughness by just trying to bang with Jackson Marshall as much as he could, but he's given up 7-8 inches right inside. Jack Peters, the lacrosse commit to UMass. He's a very tough, athletic kid. He made a nice move to the rim right there. If that's any indication of what we're expecting to see from the refs tonight, it was a no call. It could have gone either way. They let him play, which is great to see. But it's kind of like they're going to need that first basket before they settle down, and they're going to have to make some kind of adjustments on Jackson Marshall because right now they don't have an answer.
Marshall is also a standout baseball player, as we know. Going to hit the free throw. First trip to the line for anybody tonight. Marshall with 8 of the 10. Pinkerton's got a 10-0 lead.
And they're showing a little 2-3 zone right here. Little Syracuse 2-3 flex.
Astro bench chanting defense. Good patience, and there's Rodriguez underneath for 2.
A little high-low action there. Very well done.
Rodriguez, the 6'5" sophomore, able to collect the bounce pass and go right up with the right hand to make it 10-2. Now the Titan fans are heard from. They chant defense, and they deny the entry pass to Marshall. As the ball's tipped out of bounds by Peters, it'll stay here with Pinkerton.
We saw this last night with Beck from Laconia, where they were denying fronting the post, and tonight they're going to have to do a better job on the backside to help.
Chin was stripped. This one ends up out of bounds.
That's what they got. They got to have a lot of ball pressure to not make it easy to enter the post to Jackson Marshall. Right now they're being a little bit passive on the ball. Right now there's no Sullivan's did a good job helping on the backside.
Good step and good block from behind by Rodriguez. Johnson going to stay with it. And now Chin trying to toe the sideline. Here's Tyrone Chin. Astros look to regroup. Titans trying to body up. They force a turnover in the lane. Here comes Montgomery, the senior point guard, and that's Tyrone Chin who poked it loose. Up the floor to Anthony, throws it down with the right hand. Another transition bucket for the Astros, 12-10. Meanwhile, Paj Maglani for 3. And that one apparently last touch by the defense on its way out of bounds. The Titans will get a second opportunity here. Montgomery, multi-year starter. He can score, he can get others involved. Peters going to slash and kick, offensive foul. That's Anthony Chin who hit the floor. He draws the foul, and that is the second team foul against the Titans, the first against Sullivan.
That's his second, Nick. So Coach has he players pick up 2 fouls for him, he sits them. I was going to talk in the open about that. When North was at Trinity, Sullivan was in foul trouble all day. They need Sullivan on the court, especially with the breakout. They're deep, but not that deep. They need him on the court.
Into the corner, 3-pointer. That one too strong for Jenkins. Offensive rebound, Chin. It ends up with Marshall. He's double-teamed on the block. It doesn't matter. He scores off the window. 2 more, and now he's in double figures.
Just too much size for Peters underneath. They need to help down.
Largest lead for Pinkerton at 14-2. Midway through first quarter. Titans hoping to stop the bleeding. Fade away. Good look there for Adrian Lazo.
They're getting looks.
Goes off the back iron. Pinkerton the other way. Tyrone Chin had it partially blocked in the lane. And the rebound ends up with Peters. Little fade there off the glass. That's a tough angle shot for Montgomery.
A little Euro step there by Montgomery. It looked like he used a bank on a flat shot. They're getting shots, 4 points, but they're getting looks. They're just not knocking anything down.
We're back within 10, and that has awoken the fan base. They're standing, they're chanting, and they're all in black tonight, making the trip down Route 111 from Nashua. Meanwhile, a foul here is going to be called under the basket. Marshall is going to head back to the free throw line.
They're just electing to front Marshall wherever, and there's no help on the backside. They're just making it too easy. They gotta make sure someone's there for the lob.
First on Peters, and the third team foul here early against the Titans. Marshall with 11. Now 2 of 2 at the line. Coach Lane, meanwhile, is going to make a sub for the Titans as he brings Jaden Pena, one of his guards, onto the floor for the first time. Rodriguez on the bench, so a little bit of a smaller lineup on the floor right now for Nashua North. Meanwhile, Marshall goes 2 for 2. 16-4 Astros early here as we close in on the 3-minute mark first quarter. Pena into the lane, leaves it for Montgomery, attacks Marshall, and he scores with the right hand.
Pinkerton's doing a lot of flopping underneath. They've gotten 1 call, but they've got 4 flops, and the refs are kind of letting them play, which is good.
Montgomery's second field goal. Meanwhile, it's the Astros' first turnover as this goes off the right foot of the senior Sean Jenkins.
A little run and jump trap defense right there for North.
Titans open to cash in. Looking to make this a single-digit difference again. And now a carry is called. Well, the youngster may have gotten the hand a little too far under the basketball. Coach Lane with a word with the official about it. Just the second turnover for the Titans here in the first quarter. Astros look to make him pay. Double team comes. Jenkins going to slow it down. Trying to find Marshall. Instead, it's Jenkins on the weak side. Three-pointer won't go. Montgomery the rebound, and he wants to push. The bounce pass for Peters.
Another flop.
Shot was blocked, and then it's Montgomery who wrestles it free. Goes up, left it short. Second try.
That was a travel, yep.
And Lazo is whistled for steps.
Little nerves, just a little case of the nerves. Coach took that timeout after it was 9-0. They're playing better. You could see this game. I mean, you hope that they could tighten this thing up. But they're getting shots. You can see they're athletic. They're matching up. It's just the size right now of Marshall that's the difference.
Pinkerton scored the first 10 points of the ball game. Marshall catching it very deep in the post there.
Too easy.
Quick three the other way for Peters. Rattles in and out. And Johnston able to get the squeeze for Pinkerton. Coach Chase has something in mind as he yells out Wildcat. And now a foul is called here at the top of the key against the Titans. It's a reach in against Pena.
14 fouls already here.
Just inside of 2 minutes remaining, first quarter. Astros looking to take their largest lead out in front here, 18-6. Marshall has been the catalyst with 14 already for Pinkerton. Anthony Chin is going to get his first 2. 6'3" senior able to spot up. And now it's 20-6. Lazo looking for breathing room on the baseline. And now Montgomery driving dish, and there's Rodriguez off the glass. Second field goal for the sophomore. And a travel here in the backcourt. Tyrone Chin tried to pivot away from the second defender, draws the pivot. And now we have 2 giveaways each way here. With just over a minute to go first quarter.
Ball pressure, that's what they got to do. They got to, all over the court, they got to put ball pressure on Pinkerton.
Again, a chance to bring it back within single digits. Again, Rodriguez inside. This time it won't go with the left. And it's tipped out of bounds back to Pinkerton.
They're just not making their shots. I mean, they're getting more difficult shots than Pinkerton. Pinkerton's getting a lot of layups, but they got to convert these shots.
Again, the press put on here by Nashua North. Chin brothers able to clear it. Marshall catches in the post, looks for Jenkins across the lane, but the pass off target and take it away. Up the floor it goes. Maglani to the hole, count it, and the foul.
Another.
That's the sophomore Parth Maglani. Got time last year as a freshman on this squad that made a run to the semifinals, and here he is, a starter a year later. Has played well all season, and he gets his first bucket of the night despite the contact.
Nice athletic play right there. And they finished at the rim. That's what they got to do.
Free throw is good.
They're coming out with a little full court trap.
North back within 9.
Ooh.
Broken up pass collected by Anthony Chin. Final 25 seconds here, first quarter.
Pinkerton would be very happy to go in here with 9 or more.
Chin under the bucket, right hand, partially blocked by Robinson Rodriguez. Out of the pack comes Montgomery with now 10 to go. He's going to fade and leave it short. Johnston able to wrestle the rebound in a crowd for Pinkerton.
Whoa.
His pass is then intercepted. We're down to 5 seconds. Pena on the baseline, and a foul is called.
Oh, we had a flurry of turnovers there, Nick. A lot of up and down, harried play right there. What'd they call?
Going to foul against Johnston.
So you figure it's going to be North ball underneath, right?
That's his second foul. Ethan Johnston picking up now both team fouls in this first quarter. There's 1.8 seconds remaining. So North a chance for one final shot here. They're within 9.
They caught a hold right there. So now they're up to 3 team fouls.
That's Parker Bienvenu Cernudo, just checked in. He's a 5'7" sophomore guard, called for the hold away from the ball. Third team foul. Meanwhile, final look goes to Rodriguez, and he beats the buzzer as that one rattles home. Well, a good start for the Astros. They scored the game's first 10 points. North on the comeback trail ever since, and they're within 7 as we head to the second quarter.
If you ask, they would take being down 7 all day long. I mean, this thing was heading towards being down 20. So that is the way to close out a quarter by North staying around. Pinkerton was impressive, though. Very, very impressive.
All right, North will look to keep it going when we come back. You are watching coverage of the 2023 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Semifinals right here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire in conjunction with the NFHS Network. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Start of the second quarter here in Exeter. Nick Anastas, Chris Cameron with you. It's the 2023 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Semifinals here at Exeter High School. First of 2. A trip to Sunday's state championship game on the line. Nashua North and Pinkerton, 2 teams that went 17-1 during the regular season. That's a three-pointer for the sophomore Parth Maglani, who ended the first quarter with the old-fashioned three-point play. This time, he steps behind the arc, and all of a sudden, Nashua North is back within 4. They trailed by as many as 14 in that first quarter. Astros scored the game's first 10 points. They turn it over here, and that is their 5th turnover of this first half.
Momentum has swung. Momentum has certainly swung there. Pinkerton is not taking care of the basketball. They're not playing great defense as much as the way they started the game.
And I believe North has rattled off now 10 unanswered.
They're making some of their shots. Yeah, it was 20. That was 14-point game. Make that 12. Coach Jace might need to. That's a 12-0 run.
Adrian Lazo, his first 2 comes via the fadeaway. North has scored 12 straight. They're within 2. Tyrone Chin is going to change that with the elbow jump shot. Pretty good look there.
Very good.
For the senior's first bucket.
You don't see kids these days make pull-up jump shots. It's a 3 or a, but that was very nice. Wow.
Speaking of a pull-up and a 3, that's Montgomery's first from downtown. He's got 7 in this first half to lead North, and they're back within 1. Parker Sanudo can't get it. Marshall's second try off the glass won't go, and Rodriguez has the rebound.
Love the way the refs are letting them play tonight. This is
Montgomery looking for the lead, and he's fouled. Knocked down hard, tried the scoop. Smiling as he gets back to his feet. He's going to have a chance to put his team out in front for the first time now at the free throw line with nearly 2 minutes gone by in this second quarter.
Wow, a game of runs.
Meanwhile, free throw. No good.
No good.
So one more. Subs both ways. Coach Lane going to take McGloney off the floor. So the sophomore gets his first rest. Peters, after a brief rest, is back on. Montgomery, a 1-for-2 trip. And we're tied at 22.
Tied up at 22. This trapping defense as North has been very effective for them. And they just got to put pressure on the ball. They'll take Marshall, sit down in the corner all day long. He's giving them problems down in the blocks.
Marshall with 14 points in that first quarter. Three-pointer for the sophomore is up and in.
Sophomore lefty, knocked it down at 3.
He's played well off the bench really all season. He salutes the Pinkerton fans who are standing off to our right. Meanwhile, big collision and an offensive foul is going to come against Peters.
Pinkerton does a great job of stepping in. I mean, that is every time they're stepping in, whether they're taking a charge, no call or block, their help defense is outstanding.
Peters frustrated as he comes off the floor.
That's his second.
To speak with Coach Lane. So one foul left to give for the Titans. Pinkerton whistled so far for 4 on the other side.
Peters needs. Oh, sorry. Nick.
No, go ahead, Coach.
Peters needs to pick up his fouls down in the defensive end. I mean, he's going to have to use some of those on Marshall. He does not want to be picking up charges like that. This time it's just a man press.
Astros have made them work for sure. We've seen full court pressure most of the way here in this first half. Meanwhile, Anthony Chin looking for the step, can't get it. The tip for Jenkins is there on the weak side. That's a pretty one for Sean Jenkins, able to get his fingertips on it, underneath it.
Great box out by Jackson Marshall there. The good answer by Pinkerton. They fell behind. Were they down or was it tied? It was tied at 22, and then they a 5-0 run.
Trying to stretch that here after back-to-back buckets. Marshall in the corner, three-pointer. Back iron miss, Anthony Chin, second try, goes up. No, Marshall, yes.
That's where Marshall's going to be a handful all night. They'll let him shoot threes. He might knock a few down, but they're happy to have him out there.
Ooh, this one intercepted. Just the third Titan giveaway.
Coach Chase has confidence in his team. It was a 16-0 run, and he didn't take a timeout. You know your team as a coach through 20 games during the season, and that's a great answer right there. That's another 9-0 run.
Jenkins is first 2. And now a timeout comes from Nashua North as Coach Lane wants to talk it over. As you like to say, Coach, it's a game of runs. Pinkerton opened up scoring the first 10 points. They built up at one point a 14-point lead, 20-6, at which point Nashua North rattled off 16 straight points. And now Pinkerton, after the game was tied a moment ago at 22, have scored 9 straight as we hit the midway point of this second quarter.
Yeah, so I mean, what was the difference for North right there? Maybe a few substitutions, a difference, not knocking down shots, or Pinkerton just said, you know what, let's get back to playing right now. Sometimes when you get out to that big lead, you kind of just become a little bit complacent, and I think that's what we saw with them. But they picked up the intensity on defense, their help defense, and they're crashing the boards. I mean, they're getting second chance opportunities.
Astros looking for their first trip to the state final in 8 seasons. Back in 2015, the last time they were there, they lost a 1-point thriller to Londonderry, 50-49. Their last state championship came in 2010, a double overtime affair in a victory over Winnicott. And of course, Nashua North, their last state championship came before the split, before we had the formulation of Nashua North and Nashua South. That was back in 2002 when Nashua beat BG in the final. All right, out of the timeout, Titans looking for a bucket to try and break up a 9-0 run here by Pinkerton. And they'll have a second try after the offensive rebound was collected. Here's the Little Peters. And of course is Luke, little brother of big bro Jack. This is a deep three up and in. And that's what Parth Maglani can do. He's a sharp shooter, and he knocks down his second from deep. 2-possession game. Marshall looks for the answer. 3 up and in from the wing.
I guess not. Prove me wrong there. Wow, he's bringing it tonight.
Pick your poison.
That's his second three he's knocked down.
Yep. And he's been the focal point so far for Pinkerton. Maglani in the lane, little fade, left it short.
He would have been better served just going to the rim right there instead of taking a little 4-footer. He could have laid it up.
Coming up with 3 minutes to go until halftime. Pinkerton threatening to make it a double-digit game again. Spin, fade, Chin, he's off to the right. This one is tipped out of bounds. They say last touch by the Astros. Titans get the stop they were hoping for.
Pinkerton's very athletic. I mean, they're big, they're long, they're athletic. They're not making nothing easy for North.
Again, the Astro bench chanting defense. Coach Chase waving his arms. Titans will skip it. Lazo turns on the gas and draws a blocking foul here under the basket against Marshall. Well, Marshall got caught between a rock and a hard place there.
Yeah, it looks like he was in just a little bit late. Kind of bailed out the North player right there.
First foul against Marshall, and now 5 team fouls each way. Montgomery trying to power it up, won't go. Jenkins the rebound.
So much size underneath for Pinkerton.
Three-pointer up and in, it's Anthony Chin.
Anthony Chin's hitting threes, he's throwing down dunks.
5 points in his first half for the senior. The lead is 12 again. Pinkerton's been in this half-court man really the whole first half. Lazo gets the step, but travels in the lane. A little bit of a hitch there as he entered the paint. The youngster's going to sit. As Jack Peters comes back on the floor, he's going to have to be careful with the 2 fouls.
And Jack Sullivan with the 2 fouls. We didn't see much of him because he picked his 2 up early. So Coach Lane would love to get to the half in single digits and with only 2 fouls on the 2 Jacks.
Coming up in 2 minutes. Pinkerton a chance to match their largest lead from earlier. Chin hits the gas outside. It's Jenkins for 3.
Wow, they're deep. They're deep. They're spreading it out.
Senior able to spot up. Meanwhile, the answer is there in the corner for Jack Sullivan. That's his first bucket of the night.
They need him because he is a smooth player.
North back within 12.
They got to force some turnovers. They got to put a little bit more ball pressure.
North ended the regular season on a roll. Winners of 14 straight. No problem in the first round victory over Londonderry. They had to sweat it out back on Sunday against Exeter in a 3-point win. Meanwhile, we have a foul here.
There's that 3rd foul on Peters they didn't want to get.
Well, the senior's not happy. That is number 3 against one of their better defenders. And Coach Lane now is going to have to take him off the floor as Lazo comes right back on. It comes with 1:15 remaining until halftime. Coming up at halftime, a look back at this first half with stats and highlights. A preview of the second semifinal tonight between Bedford and Nashua South. All that coming up in just a few moments at halftime. Extra pass sets up Chin for three. Back iron miss. The ball is up for grabs, and Montgomery has it. Left-hand dribble down the lane. Peters in the corner. Three-pointer is short, and Marshall collects the rebound.
Good look by Sullivan there.
Final 45 seconds here. Coach Chase watching with his arms crossed as Chin comes into the lane, lobs it for Marshall. He catches in a crowd, he goes up, he scores, and one. Well, a man amongst boys, and now a technical is called here against Nashua North.
They need to keep their composure. You know, they're in this game still, but now all of a sudden you're 14, a few shots on the line. This thing could get up to 17 before we know it.
45, Luke Peters.
The foul goes against Luke Peters.
A technical foul on number 45, Luke Peters.
And then the youngster had something to say to the official, and it was not the right decision as he's teed up. So free throws on the way for Pinkerton. Marshall trying to complete the three-point play. Misses the free throw. That's his first miss of this first half at the line. He hit his first two.
Now he's got the two T's too.
Chance to push the lead back to 15. He does so. And now one more.
He's got one more. Players don't realize that just yet.
Chance to take their largest lead here. So Marshall, his big first half continues. At 14 in that first quarter. I've got him for 23.
Wow.
At this point. We're down to 30 seconds.
Very efficient 23 too.
Not a lot of misses. Gonna fire one here. That one halfway down before it rattled out.
Sullivan's got to be careful.
Good track down by Bienvenu Ceruda. Tried to keep it inbounds, but it's turned over. Montgomery lost it. Pena has his back. Hands back to Montgomery, who's got the left-hand teardrop. Final seconds, we have a travel. You're going to say Chin shuffled the feet.
This ball will be inbounded about three-quarter court. They probably have some type of play for this.
Perhaps enough time here as well with 1.5 seconds remaining. Maglani will be the inbounder. Titans are going to bring John Hill to defend the inbounds pass. Three-pointer Montgomery.
And he got fouled.
They're not going to call it.
No.
The senior was knocked down on the three-point try, but no foul. And that is how we will end the first half. A game of runs. Pinkerton scored the first 10. Nashua North, after trailing by, 14 in the first quarter, made a run. Tied the game early in the second quarter. Pinkerton responded with another run. And now have a 14-point edge at the midway point. 44-30 after two quarters.
Yeah, Pinkerton's intensity, their size, and their discipline right now is just too much for North. And North's playing like a little bit out of control on offense, and they got to knock that. They got to play. They got to figure a way. They got to make some kind of adjustments. How do you defend Marshall? And they got to finish around the rim. That's what. When they made that run, they would knocking down shots, and that's what they need to do to regroup here to make a run at this thing in the second half.
Well, far from over, as we know. Both teams vying for a spot in Sunday's championship game. So far, so good for the second seed Pinkerton Astros. When we come back, a recap of that first half, stats, highlights, and a preview of the second semifinal, which is coming up later tonight between top seed Bedford and Nashua South. A lot to get to in a moment. You are watching coverage of our 2023 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I semifinal here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, in conjunction with the NFHS Network. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Buy local and save big. For over 26 years, Spectrum Monthly has been providing great local offers from businesses in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, delivered to your mailbox every month. Spectrum is chock full of savings from your favorite businesses. From local restaurants and retail stores to entertainment, fitness, and home improvement services, you'll have easy access to thousands of dollars in savings, including exclusive offers for Spectrum readers. Every month, enter our readership contest for a chance at winning cash and local gift certificates. Spectrum Monthly, no one brings you better offers.
Now, start of the second half here in Exeter. Pinkerton, a 44-30 lead over Nashua North here in the first of two semifinals tonight. The winner plays for all the marbles. Championship game appearance on the line. That game, of course, will take place Sunday night at 7 o'clock Eastern. Pinkerton never trailed in that first half. Scored the first 10 points, led by as many as 16 at one point in the second quarter. And now a mountain to climb for Nashua North if they want to keep their 16-game win streak alive.
Yeah, they put up 2 22s. They're 22-22. Pinkerton was very efficient on offense. When they missed shots, they were crashing the boards. They definitely have the height advantage down low. North's the more athletic team, so they got to find ways to get stops, get steals, and get out and run, and they got to finish at the rim. That's very important. And they got Jack Peters in there with 3 fouls, Jack Sullivan with 2 fouls, but it's no time to save those guys because you're up against it right now, down 14. Looks like almost a little
1-2-2?
Yeah, like a 1-3-1? 1-3-1, but it's a very soft, trap.
Didn't see that look in the first half. This one tipped out of bounds. Montgomery gets his left hand on it. Stay with the Astros. North did turn Pinkerton over 7 times.
They did, and that's when
that first half.
That's when they were able to run out. And that's when they're at their best, when they're in transition.
Marshall, he had the hot hand, and he still has the hot hand. The junior now with 26 points after knocking that one down from the corner and extending this Astro lead to 17 for the first time at 47-30. Sullivan in foul trouble in that first half, and he's in trouble here as he turns it over.
Their help defense is just outstanding, and they're so big and so long underneath.
Marshall, another deep three. This one won't go. The rebound ends up with McGlonney. Minute gone by, third quarter. Titans trailing by 17. Three-pointer, Montgomery. That one partially blocked. The ball will end up with the Astros. Montgomery scored a team-high 10 points to lead Nashua North in that first half. He also pulled in 4 rebounds. The winner, of course, faces the winner of our second semifinal tonight, as this one is going to stay here. It's last touch by Montgomery. Of course, Bedford and Nashua South will take the second game at 7:30 Eastern. We'll tip off here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire in conjunction with the NFHS network. Minute and a half gone by, third quarter. Both these teams went 17-1 during the regular season, part of a three-way tie atop the D1 standings with Bedford. This one is a travel. Chin trying to keep his balance. Coach Chase upset. Titans force turnover number 8.
Yeah, we're a minute and a half in right now. And the game has a lot. It looks like almost Pinkerton's being a little more. There's Jackson Marshall stepping in again. Oh,
offensive foul. Goes against McGlonney. As Marshall able to draw the charge.
Yeah.
No argument from McGlonney.
Yeah, his feet are set. It's a great job stepping in, taking the charge.
Three-pointer from Marshall, no. Johnston the rebound, stripped on the way up. Ball loose, Marshall picks it up, goes up with the right hand and scores again. And the foul.
Following his own shot. The kid's taking charges down one end, hitting the offensive glass on the other.
Played very well tonight. 5 points in this third quarter, pushes his game total up to 28. Make it 29.
29.
And as you said, Coach, he's played efficiently as well. So you can count the misses from both the field and the line really on one hand. 4 or 5 at the stripe. Meanwhile, Peters trying to power up out of a crowd. Can't get it. Poked out to Marshall, who fires the 3. Sorry, that was Sullivan on the 3 trigger. And then this one is tipped up and in by Montgomery. His first 2 since halftime. And a travel is called. Sixth Nashua North turnover.
Playing fast is not going to be a problem for North. That's when they're at their best. But they got to start picking the pace of this game up, because they got 18 points to make up in 13 and a half minutes.
Nearly 3 minutes gone by, third quarter. Largest lead on the board for Pinkerton. McGlonney, a step-through move, gets a friendly roll.
That's one of the few uncontested layups. It was just a missed defensive assignment on the step in there.
It brings the Titan fan base back to their feet. They chant defense. North looking for a stop out of the zone. Astros taking their time with the diagnosis. Now Chin fires a 3 that is short. Rebounds Sullivan, who tries to push it ahead quickly. Into the corner, McGlonney for 3, up and in.
That's their game, Nick. Getting stops and getting runouts. First timeout that Coach Chase has had to call. He's taking a full timeout. He didn't like the way that this game was going, and he's seen this has been a momentum game.
It's been a game of runs, as we know. And now the last 5 have gone to the Titans on back-to-back buckets. So, Nashua North still willing to fight here. They're back within 13 as we near the midway point, third quarter. And of course, the Titans playing shorthanded tonight without one of their senior leaders, Trevor Lebrecht, who unfortunately suffered a knee injury at the tail end of the regular season.
Yeah, he was a talented, fun player to watch. Hate to see that.
One of the state's best pure scorers, yes. And a kid who's worked hard, and you just hate to see him have to sit this one out, right?
Yeah, they certainly miss him out here. But they have enough weapons, and you can see how they're just so comfortable running. But what they're not getting is they're not getting stops. They're not getting enough turnovers in order to run. If you can't get stops and Pinkerton scores every time, it's tough to run.
Astros jumped out of the gate with a 10-0 lead. and pushed that lead up to 18 a moment ago.
So they're extending this defense here. It looks like a 2-2-1 trap. And Pinkerton knows they're going to have Jackson Marshall right in the middle as an outlet.
Tyrone Chin up the sideline with the dribble. Jenkins, Johnston trying to toe the line under the basket, whips it back to midcourt where Tyrone Chin is there. And now the Astros look to reset. Midway through, third quarter. Pinkerton, they're going to go back inside. Marshall is triple teamed. The ball gets away from him, and Montgomery has the steal.
Oh.
And then a foul is called.
In the NBA, that would be called a take foul. So that's a good decision right there by Tyrone Chin right there to take the foul, because it was going to be a layup. The Titans had numbers.
First team foul against Pinkerton. And just the first against the senior Tyrone Chin. Maglani open for three, up and in. The sophomore is feeling it. He scored 9 points in the first half. He scored 8 points now in this third quarter to lead Nashua North. And they're back within 10 on the heels of now an 8-0 run. Astros again taking their time against the zone. Marshall calling for it. Finds Chin in the lane, leans into two more. Good pass there by Marshall. Good finish by Chin, who now has 9 of his own. And the lead is back to 12. Meanwhile, Montgomery stripped. It'll stay with the Titans.
Yeah, he was looking for the foul call there, but it looked like it was a good, clean reach in there. But that was Marshall in the block, showing more to his game. You know, this nice little feed. He can pass out of the block, too.
Montgomery looks at Coach Lane, who's cupping his mouth, calling the play. Astros in a half-court man. That's been the defensive look of choice tonight for Coach Chase. Inside of 3 minutes now, third quarter. Titans taking their time. Peters now, little probe dribble, nowhere to go. Hand off Montgomery. Picked up by Chin off the switch. Little step back short. Ball on the ground in the paint. Still up for grabs. Chin's on the ground. Montgomery on the floor as well. Sullivan ends up with it. Now a right-hand drive by the senior, and a foul here just outside the lane is going to go against the Astros.
North's playing hard. They're playing hard. You could just see, though, in the half-court set, they're just not comfortable. They just can't get any good offense. There's no picking on the ball. There's no picking off ball, and Pinkerton's just stifling them in the half-court defense.
Yeah, that Astro length will do that to teams, as we know.
So disciplined on defense.
It's a team that won 14 in a row out of the gate and did not win a game by less than 8 points during that stretch until they ran into Bedford at the end of last month. Rebounded well after the loss against the Bulldogs with 3 straight to close out the slate. And as we know, postseason wins so far over Salem and Windham. Coming up on 2 minutes to go. Third quarter, Astros up against the ropes here, down a dozen. They go inside out, pass is tipped, and then a foul on the sophomore is going to come against Parker Bienvenu Cernuda. And the youngster's upset with himself after committing his team's third team foul. Meanwhile, Jaden Pena back on. Played well off the bench in that first half for Coach Lane. So really a heavy guard set. Almost 5 guards if you want to count Maglani on the floor here for the Titans. Maglani has had the hot hand in this third quarter, but he misfires here from the wing. Lazo trying to keep it alive, and does. He threw it off the leg of either Chin or Marshall. Either way, it's going to be North ball.
This has been almost a 2-minute possession. This is the third time they've gotten the ball without offensive rebound. They hit the floor in another one.
The action's been at this end here.
They need to convert, though.
As we come up on 1 minute to go. Pena, leaner.
That's a block.
Offensive foul. That's Jenkins who hit the ground. Some of the Titan fans are upset.
Pinkerton's making these refs work every time they go to the hoop. They're either taking a block, taking a charge, or something. There's contact every single time. These refs are earning their money tonight. It's a 1-3-1 right now. Definitely that's what it looks like, a 1-3-1.
3 team fouls each way here. Final minute and a half. It's been this 1-3-1 here throughout the third quarter. Chin to Bienvenido. Cernudo can't convert in the lane, and Peters has a muscle rebound for the Titans. Maglani, a runner off the glass.
Wow, there it is. They got to stop and they run out.
Maglani with 19, a team high.
Whoa.
Titans still breathing here. They're within 10 as we enter the final minute here, third quarter. North trailed by as many as 18 earlier in the frame.
So important closing out quarters, closing out halves.
Chin on the catch is going to be fouled here just south of the free throw line. As the collision occurs, and Maglani is going to be hit with the foul. That's number 2 against the sophomore. Peters is going to jog to the north pine as Rodriguez returns, so a bigger look on the floor now. Meanwhile, this bounce pass broken up and stolen.
Oh.
Montgomery sends it up the floor for Lazo, a little too strong. Pena recovers but throws it away in the lane. Jenkins now the other way for Chin, who goes off the glass.
That hurts. That hurts North. They had a chance to get this to single digits. The pass was just overthrown. Instead of being 8, it's 12.
And Anthony Chin to double figures with 11. Three-pointer for Lazo is up and good from the corner. He's got 5. And North is back within 9, a single-digit game for the first time since late in the second quarter. Final 10 seconds, and
they
a
got
steal.
another chance to.
Lazo up the floor. Maglani in traffic is fouled by Viendu Cernuda.
This team just won't go away, Nick. They are competing on both ends of the floor.
Coach Lane continuing to coach up this group. The never say die attitude with this club that won 14 straight to end the regular season. And 2 tournament wins, as we know, over both Londonderry and Exeter.
When you fall behind, you got to be able to make your free throws to come back. You can't turn it over, and you got to make free throws.
Maglani goes 1 for 2.
He's been.
Final 4 seconds. Tyrone Chin down the lane. Leaner, no sir. Collision there goes unwhistled.
Yeah, it's one of those.
That is how we'll end the third quarter. It looked like, once again, Pinkerton was going to break this one open. Instead, Nashua North comes up with another counter punch, and as we head to the fourth quarter, it's just an 8-point game at 54-46. Will Pinkerton go back to the state championship game for the first time in 8 years, or does Nashua North do it for the first time in school history? We begin to find out next. Fourth quarter on the way. You are watching the 2023 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Semifinals right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, in conjunction with the NFHS Network. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Well, buckle up, because we're in for a good one here in Exeter. Nick had asked this, Chris Cameron with you. Pinkerton on top of Nashua North, 54-46. As we enter the final 8 minutes of regulation. Pinkerton has never trailed tonight. Jumped out to a hot start by scoring the game's first 10 points. Led by 14 at half. This is up and in for Robinson Rodriguez. His first 2 since halftime. 8 now for the sophomore. Pinkerton at one point in that third quarter pushed their lead up to 18 before Nashua North responded, and now it's just a 2-possession difference here at 54-46. We have a foul here in the corner against Montgomery, who's guilty of the grab. That is team foul number 5. So just one left to give for the Titans. That's the first on Montgomery.
Yeah, so Pinkerton came out only for the second time today in that 2-3 zone. North's been pretty much exclusive in this 1-3-1. I think it's a defense designed to stop Marshall. That could be, now they're going to be shooting 1-on-1. Be a big part of this game here. How does Pinkerton handle shooting their free throws?
Well, the only player who has gone to the line tonight for Pinkerton is Marshall. No one else has shot a free throw yet. Meanwhile, this one is tipped out of bounds. Marshall, if you're just joining us, had 14 points in the opening quarter, 23 in the first half. 7 more in that third quarter. He's the game's high man with 30. Chin in the high post, finds his brother underneath for 2. That's a good pass.
Good high-low action right there. That kid does it all.
Second bucket for Tyrone. The point guard's got 4 points. The lead is 8 for Pinkerton. Astros going to stay in the zone, at least for now. It's a 2-3. Montgomery for 3. Good look, but it won't go. Offensive rebound ends up with Sullivan, his classmate. Pass across the lane, broken up and stolen.
Travel.
Jenkins may have just gotten away with a walk there.
There was no, they got away with a walk. Ref was saying bobble, but there was no bobble there.
Coach Lane upset. Chin in the lane, one dribble, wraparound pass for Jenkins, and a foul near the iron is going to come against the Titans. And that is number 4, I believe, against Peters, who's not happy. The senior trying to plead with the official that he got ball.
On number 13.
So it's decision time now for Coach Lane. Does he leave one of his best defenders on the floor with 4 fouls? With still 6:24 to go.
You have to. What Peters gives them that toughness, the rebounding, the defense, but they're going to need points, and he's not going to be a guy that's going to fill it up for you that much.
Jenkins in and out. As I mentioned, he's the first Astro other than Marshall to shoot a free throw tonight. You know, Coach Lane going to play this conservative and take Peters off the floor as Lazo returns.
Which is not a bad option.
Jenkins, 1 for 2. He's got 8.
North can't turn it over here. They just had that empty possession there by Sullivan. They're going to need Sullivan to knock down some shots. This is a little trap.
1-2-2.
Nice
Sullivan to the
move by
rim,
Sullivan.
double pump finish. Trying to get himself going. His first 2 since halftime. He's got 5. And the lead cut to 7 at 57-50. Now 2 minutes gone by, fourth quarter.
This 1-3-1's got to get a little bit more aggressive here as we tick under 6 minutes here. Still plenty of time. They got to know where Marshall is. He might float to the corner.
There he is, catching fire, up and in.
That's a dagger right there as he jumps over the 30-point plateau.
He's got it stuck on automatic, as my father likes to say. 33 points now for the junior. And he's got another big rebound there off the corner miss. It's his 5th board by my count. Here he is again. Double teamed on the far side. Whips it up top. Jenkins in no hurry. Underneath, Chin wide open for 2.
Might need a timeout here for...
There it is. Coach Lane has seen enough as the lead swells up to 12.
Every time North's made a run, Pinkerton's had an answer. And that's a sign, that's a quality of a championship, well-coached team.
Well, what a Final Four so far. Good start to the semifinals here in 2023. And, of course, the second game on the way tips off at 7:30 between top seed Bedford and number 4 seed Nashua South. It's been all chalk so far, Coach, as they say. Bracket-wise, the higher seed is won so far, and if Pinkerton holds on, that'll hold true here as well.
Chalk, yes, but Bedford was on the ropes. And sometimes you need to win a game like that. You look at NCAA tournament games, the champion, they're always tested.
Right.
And the defending champion did not go out, Trinity did not go out easy against Bedford. They had them on the ropes. South, 48-45, that's the type game they want to play. I mean, they sat in the zone against BG all day and let BG shoot it, and they did knock it down. Bedford is going to be they're a better shooting team than BG, so that 2-3 zone is going to be tested today, if in fact that's how they come out and play. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of zone defense from Coach Nate.
All right, Titan ball. Clock starting to become a factor with now 3 minutes gone by in this fourth quarter. The lead is a dozen for Pinkerton, 62-50. The Astros have never trailed tonight. And now foul here in the lane.
That's a hard foul right there.
Marshall gets a piece of Montgomery's forearm and yanks the senior to the floor. It'll be the 5th team foul against Pinkerton. And I believe the 2nd against Marshall. Yep. Montgomery to the line. He went 1 for 2 at the stripe in that first half. He scored 12 points for his team tonight. Multi-year starter. And can't cash in here as this one is a back iron miss. One more coming. Subs, meanwhile, from his head coach. Coach Lane going to go small here as he brings Lazo back onto the floor and takes his big man off. Rodriguez will take a seat. Montgomery goes 0 for 2, and Marshall's got another rebound.
They've missed 3 out of the last 4 free throws, and you cannot make comebacks missing free throws.
Tyrone Chin is fouled. He tried to step through that double team. He got his arm yanked.
They're losing their composure just a little bit. You can see a little bit of frustration setting in.
So the foul on Pena is his 3rd. And again, bonus time with now 8 team fouls against the Titans. It'll be 1-1 the rest of the way. Tyrone Chin's first trip to the line, and he misses off the back iron. Sullivan tracks down the rebound. All right, still 62-50. 3-pointer. Won't go for Montgomery. Marshall another board. Astros come into the front court and now look to slow it down. No, foul is called again on Pena. As the youngster got his arm caught in there and commits his 4th. Back to the line for another 1-1 is Tyrone Chin. Coach Lane brings Peters and Rodriguez back onto the floor. Pena and Lazo are going to jog off. Coming up on the midway point in this fourth quarter. Pinkerton trying to add some distance between themselves and the Titans here. Chin, after missing a moment ago, knocks this one down. Well, Coach Chase having an ongoing conversation with the official as he watches his senior point guard knock 2 down from the line. 64-50. It's back to the halftime deficit of 14 here as we come up on the midway point fourth quarter. Sullivan in the lane leans into Marshall and draws the foul. Shot rolls off the rim, but they're going to say he was in the act. So 2 on the way for the senior Jack Sullivan. Meanwhile, Marshall just was hit with his 3rd. And that also puts Pinkerton up against the team foul limit with 6.
Sullivan at the line. He's shooting 2.
Sullivan converts. Again, Coach Lane going offense, defense here, it looks like. As again, Peters and Rodriguez sit. Lazo and Pena come back on. One more for the right-hander, Sullivan. It's in and out. Marshall, another 2-hand rebound for Pinkerton, and then foul in the backcourt. And look out, he was tangled up with Sullivan. Tried to yank his way out of the situation. The officials trying to calm everybody down.
Seemed like it was an overreaction right there from Marshall.
That's his 4th.
Meanwhile, Sullivan.
Team 10.
Is it Sullivan who was hit with his 4th?
Jackson Marshall at the line.
And that puts Marshall to the free throw line for 2 fouls, 2 free throws here. It's double bonus time. 10 team fouls against the Titans. Marshall has been excellent at the line. He's 5 of 6 in that first half. He's 3 of 3 since halftime.
He's got a very good touch. What's he at point-wise? Is he closing in on 40?
With 23 at half. 7 more in that third quarter and 5 in this fourth quarter. So that's 35. Been outstanding tonight. 14 points in that first quarter to blaze the trail for the Astros. His team scored the first 10 points of the game.
35 with not a lot of shots. I mean, he probably only missed 6-7 shots tonight.
If that, yeah.
The defense that they went to, the 1-3-1, was very effective here.
Meanwhile, the foul against Anthony Chin is his second. And that puts Pinkerton over the limit. So a 1-1 here for Parth McGloney, who has been the focal point of the offense in this second half tonight for the Titans. Can't get it there as teammate Montgomery gets to the glass. And then this one is an offensive foul in the lane.
Unofficially, that's the 6th charge that they've taken tonight.
So that's the end of the senior Jack Sullivan's night. Going to foul out here with 6 points. Coach Chase, got to be pleased with that stat you just kicked, Coach, right?
I mean, yeah, that it's incredible how the big guy, it's not,
Montgomery on the floor here.
It's got to be a 10 count right now.
And a jump ball.
Possession arrows going to Pinkerton.
Well, the officials calling for a towel now to wipe up the wet spot after 3 players hit the floor there on that sequence. Coach Lane trying to take advantage of the timeout here and bring his team to him on the sideline for a quick word.
This Pinkerton defense, Nick, I think 2 times that I remember in this game where they've missed assignments, where they've given up open layups. Their help defense is sensational.
Well, you coached, of course, the BG defense as we get a long pass down the floor here. Tyrone Chin and Anthony Chin converge. Johnston is the trailer with slashes to the rim and gets a right-hand roll. Ethan Johnston doubling his point total from 2 to 4. And now the Titans turn it over. Well, I was going to say, Coach, you were part of that staff at Bishop Girton that won the championship 2 years ago, and as you know, part of the defensive DNA is drawing charges and forcing turnovers, and Pinkerton has done both tonight. As we have a foul here, and Tyrone Chin's going to go back to the free throw line.
We were no means as dominant as any of these 3 teams were at 17-1. I think we were probably like a 14-4 type team. But we had guys like John Sullivan that probably, I don't know, he didn't win the Defensive Player of the Year, but he was that type guy that was a shutdown defender. But we played team defense. We got better all year, and that's what you see Pinkerton doing today. It's just team defense. And they're also very good on the ball. And right now, North has kind of just lost their composure. You know, they see 17 points. They're getting flustered. They're missing free throws. They're turning it over. But that has a lot to do with Pinkerton, how well they've played. They came out ready. Every run that North made at them, they answered it. Right. We were down to 6 points here in the fourth quarter, and they answered the run again.
It's been a game of runs. Pinkerton built up a double-digit lead early in the first quarter, scoring the game's first 10 points. Held a 20-13 lead after one, a halftime advantage of 44-30. Pushed that lead up to 18 in the third quarter before the Titans were able to chip it away back down to 6 early in this fourth quarter. But right now it has ballooned again up to 17, and a chance for Tyrone Chin to match their largest lead, and he does with the first of 2 free throws. Chin has quietly hit 3 in a row.
Yeah, Tyrone Chin, his brother Anthony Chin. Anthony's been very impressive tonight. He had that throwdown earlier in the game, making threes, just probably the most athletic player on the court.
Both the Chin brothers have been starters for now multi-seasons under Coach Chase. Went to the Final Four, of course, last year before they bowed out to eventual champion Trinity. Tyrone going hard, comes up with a loose ball.
They just have a little bit more jump in their step.
And they've got a big 18-point lead on the board as we tick down towards 3 minutes.
The clock is their ally. Oh,
There's a steal. Montgomery, the giveaway, pumps the brakes and then goes off the window with the left hand from the right side for 2 more.
Pinkerton has to take care of the ball and knock down free throws.
14 for Montgomery. The lead 16. Chin out of the double team.
Timeout, Pinkerton.
Coach Chase going to help his player out and use a timeout here with 3:09 to go in this one. Coming up after the game, full recap, stats, highlights. And then we get set for Bedford and South in the second game of our semifinal doubleheader here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. We're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network. Nick Anastas, Chris Cameron with you. The winner goes on to Sunday night's championship game. The final of the 4 championship games that will be played at the University of New Hampshire.
The girls division championships at 4.
For D1, yes.
D1. The D2 championship is at 10 a.m.?
For the boys at 10 a.m. D2, and then the D1 girls championship comes your way at 1 o'clock. So again,
1 o'clock.
It's the boys D2 at 10 a.m. The girls D2 at 1 p.m.
And then
we'll have Bedford and BG and the D1 girls at 4 o'clock, and then
so they go 3 hour
the D1
gap. They go 3 hour gaps. So you calling all 4 of them?
Mm-hmm.
So you
of course. We'll be there.
Little Bill Raftery.
Yeah.
When those guys do the 4 games on first round of the NCAA tournament.
I got 4 on Saturday at St. A's too. It's that time of year, Coach.
Your voice. You got those golden pipes. You can do that.
It's that time of year.
Who are the 4 Saturday? It's
the NCAA Division II regional tournament hosted by St. Anselm for the second time in 4 years, as they're the top seed in the region and thus host.
Wow. So you got 4. Good for you.
All right, 71-53, Montgomery. And the Titans starting to run out of time here as we move inside of the 3-minute warning, per se. Marshall's got another rebound. He's got 9 by my count, so just shy of a double-double to go with his 35 points. I may have missed one, though, somewhere. Nice backdoor feed, and there's Johnston off the glass.
And this lead has swelled, blown up to 20.
For the first time. So the largest lead on the board. McGloney runs out of gas at the rim. Marshall now has his 10th rebound and is fouled under the basket.
Now it's time to start clearing your bench of Pinkerton. You don't need anybody.
Some of the Astro fans starting to dance here courtside. What a season. They went 14-0 out of the gate for suffering their only loss at Bedford on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, back in February.
There's the old saying that sometimes that loss is good for you. You know, it's tough to go undefeated, and you do learn from losses. Sometimes you learn more from a loss than a win.
Marshall's got that one. Yeah, no problem in the final 3 regular season games, and then 2 blowout wins in the first 2 rounds of the tournament against Salem and Wyndham. And it looks like they're going to win by double digits tonight. Marshall.
See, he's been
swinging the elbow, and he's called for the offensive fouls. Montgomery hits the floor.
He's been swinging those elbows. That's like the 3rd or 4th time where he's swinging them. It looks like he caught was it Montgomery right in the face?
The North fans are upset.
I don't know if that's going to be a flip.
The officials are talking about it. It's going to be his 4th. No flagrant, but his 4th personal.
Offensive foul, so they're not shooting.
Nope. Just over 2 minutes to go here. And now a timeout on the floor.
You're up by 22. They
Coach
probably
Chase.
got some pretty good guys on that bench right now where they can go to.
You pull them. You pull your starters here if you're Coach Chase.
Absolutely, I'm 22. You just don't. Jackson Marshall, you don't. He seems like he's got a little bit of a fiery competitiveness to him, and you don't want him. You don't want anything dumb happening right now where you lose him for the championship game. 22 points right now. 2 minutes to go. I think you pull your starters, you'll see North pull their starters.
What a night it's been for Jackson Marshall at 23 points in that first half. And he has done a lot of damage at the free throw line tonight, Coach. Just one miss. Just came back in the second quarter. I believe he's 11 of 12. at the line tonight.
The one he missed was that it wasn't the technical because he missed the N1 part of it, and then he made the 2 technicals. But
all right, Titan ball as we close in on 2 minutes. Shot partially blocked by Johnston and then rebounded again by Marshall. Trying to pivot his way out of a problem, and finally does get some breathing room here. Coach Chase still directing traffic on the Astros sideline.
North's still competing. They never quit in this game. They played hard all game. They just didn't make enough shots.
Going to force a turnover here. Miglani's going to get a layup out of it.
He played a great game today.
22 to lead the way for the Titans, with 13 of those coming in this second half. Final minute 20. Anthony Chin down the lane leaves it short.
That's not the shot you need at this point in the game. You could just work clock.
Miglani wants a 3. It's too strong. It's slapped out of bounds, and it belongs to Pinkerton.
And here comes North with their sub, so let's see if Coach Chase does the same thing.
Coach Lang going to pull his guys off the floor, and in the case of the seniors, it's for the final time. Jaden Montgomery, exhausted over there, has played every minute tonight, getting a warm round of applause. A lot of this team, though, is going to be back next year, as we know. But for the seniors, and that includes Peters, the injured Lebrecht, and some of the others, Sullivan, it's been a good run. 2 Final Fours in a row under Coach Lane, but the Titans, it appear, are going to come up just short of the championship round again.
Yeah, just too much size. And too much Jackson Marshall, Nick.
Yeah. Final minute here, 4th quarter. Pinkerton has emptied their bench as well. 4 new players are on the floor. The 6th man is Parker Bienvenu Cernuda, who runs into trouble. It's a giveaway, and it's given right back. Titans can't cash in. This one rolls out of bounds, but will stay at this end with 43 seconds to go.
Pinkerton put up 75 on North, which is a very good defensive team.
Yeah, they played well tonight, no doubt. Coach Chase going to, I'm sure, be a happy man when his head hits the pillow tonight.
Yep, and he's going to start thinking about Bedford
or South.
Or South. Sorry.
Let's not give away the
I'm sorry. He's going to watch that game.
Yep.
And then
get to work
tomorrow.
Final 30 seconds. 3 out of the corner. It's Brandon Gendron, the senior. Too strong. It ends up out of bounds, and it's blue ball here with 18 to go. 16 to go.
Very well officiated game today, Nick. And they had to work. Those refs had to work with all those step-ins and, charges they took, flops they, but very well officiated game.
Final seconds and an offensive foul. It's the 7th drawn charge tonight by the Astro defense.
It's contagious. Jackson Marshall sets the stage, and everyone's stepping in, taking charges.
It was Quinn Hammer who stepped in to draw the charge. He's got a smile on his face, and that is going to do it. The Pinkerton Astros are back in the state championship game for the first time in 8 years as they top Nashua North 75 to 55, a wire-to-wire win for Pinkerton. Overall, it's their 6th straight. Overall, they're now 20-1 on the season and will look to get over the finish line and capture their first state championship in 13 years on Sunday night.
Yeah, they beat a very good North team. I mean, you don't go 17-1 in the regular season. Lucky. I mean, they had their one. I still don't figure out how Merrimack beat them, but they did a great job. Coach Austin beating North during the year, but very good team, very well coached, very athletic. It just wasn't their night tonight. On a good night, they might not be able to beat this Pinkerton team, because this Pinkerton team is they have so much where they got size, they got athleticism, and they play team defense, and they share the ball. They're going to be a tough, no matter who they get, whether it's South or Bedford, it's going to be tough to beat this Pinkerton team. But Bedford, they've proven that it's beatable, but I think that game was at Bedford, right? You called that game?
Yep.
Yeah. So neutral site here at UNH. Should be a great matchup.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the next game here too.
Right. Bedford and Nashua South, the Purple Panthers have been kind of a sweet surprise really all season long. They got out to a 4-0 start and really kind of stayed competitive towards the top of the D1 standings throughout the course of the year. Coach Mazarol has done a terrific job with that group, and we'll preview that game here coming up momentarily as we get closer to the 7:30 tip-off. But some of the final numbers just to put this one to bed. Pinkerton, of course, led by Jackson Marshall, the junior. 14 points in the first quarter, 23 at halftime. He ends up as the high man with 37 to go with 12 rebounds.
Almost half their points.
Had help from Anthony Chin, who winds up with 13. Tyrone chipped in 7, with 5 of those coming in the fourth quarter. Sean Jenkins had 9 points, and Ethan Johnston, the 5th starter, ends up with 6. On the other side for North, 22 points for Parth Maglani, including 13 in the second half to keep his team competitive. Final game for Jaden Montgomery. Senior goes out in a high note in double figures yet again with 14 points. Also pulled in 6 rebounds unofficially. Jack Sullivan, before fouling out, scored 6 points and pulled in 3 boards. Adrian Lazo ends up with 5. And Robinson Rodriguez, a yeoman's job inside, 8 points and 4 boards unofficially. Coach, your final thoughts on what was a 75-55 Astro win?
Pinkerton just kept their composure all game long. They came out on fire, and North made 3 runs at them each time, including in the fourth quarter. They cut it down to 6 points. But Pinkerton had an answer all game long. They were just seeing them live for the first time. And you walk into the gym, I saw them down on the court. You didn't realize how big and how athletic they were.
Yeah.
And that was the difference in the game, was that even like when you go down the line, when you saw North playing Trinity, North was just a more physical looking team, and North's a big athletic team as it is, but Pinkerton just take things to a different level from that standpoint. But their defense, stepping in, taking charges, team defense shared the ball. They didn't play the perfect game, but they played exceptional tonight.
All right. They're going to clear the floor here in Exeter and welcome in the crowd for the second game. Bedford and Nashua South here. That game slated to tip off about 35 minutes from now at the bottom of the 7 o'clock hour. So we'll take a break and reestablish and join you with the pregame in about 20 minutes or so as we get set for the second part of this semifinal. Bedford, the top seed, taking on Nashua South in just a few minutes. All right, final score, final time from game number 1, semifinal number 1. Pinkerton 75, Nashua North 55. This has been a presentation of the 2023 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I semifinals here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.